Hey guys, I just wanted to give everyone a quick little electoral map preview for the 2024 election and what really the Republicans need to start doing, because you go into these elections 2020, 2016, 2012, 2008. The Republicans are at a massive disadvantage when it comes to electoral college votes. And I think, by the way, we will be remaining with the electoral college. There will be no popular vote. The Republicans look like they are going to control the Senate. They picked up several seats in the House. So I don't think the Democrats are going to be able to swing anything to make it be just a pure popular vote. So I think we will remain with the electoral college. And I know 2024 is a long time off. I'm not going to be around by 2024. But this election is still going to be happening. A Republican is still going to be running. You're looking at just the polling averages here, guys. And Biden, according to just polling data, simply, even with swing states thrown in there, 96 electoral votes were the swing states, Biden already leading, already possibly winning over the 270 mark. That's with 96 free electoral votes. So that just goes to show you the math is so much against Republicans, and they need to start flipping states or making states more red when it comes to their chances. The first thing I would look at this map and I would say, you have to get Ohio. I would put Ohio probably a little darker red, not a stronghold, but Trump has won Ohio the past two elections by 8 points each election. It hasn't been close. Ohio needs to start going red. They're going to make an argument for Florida. I cannot put Florida in any sort of Republican category. It is just simply too unpredictable. It is too much of a swing state. It needs to stay there. If you're looking for a Republican, you're looking for better math, you just cannot put Florida as even a slight red. I know Florida's gone the way of Trump the past two times. He won it impressively this year, up 3 points, which is crazy. No, I thought Florida was going to be decided within a point. It was an impressive win. He got a lot of Latino vote. It was really crazy to see, but I still cannot put that as a swing state. Maybe if you're running against Biden, you can put it light red, because Florida people don't seem to like Biden too much. Losing Florida by 3 points is pretty crazy. Another state, Iowa, 100%. I think Iowa is more of a Republican state in general. That doesn't really, I wouldn't really be surprised if Ohio or Iowa and Ohio, both of those states, started voting Republican more or becoming more of Republican leans, if you will. Arizona, you have to start taking Arizona back. Arizona has to be a Republican state. You would think it would be, but it looks like Biden is going to win it. This was kind of a weird election for Arizona, with Fox News calling it early, but it's since tightened up. And the encouraging news for Republicans is Biden is only winning Arizona right now by about a point. It hasn't been called yet. I think Biden's going to win it, but it's going to be very, very close if he does win it, in fact. So you take back Arizona if you're like that. To me, that's a must. And you want to know what's also a must? You got to get Georgia back. And it's probably going to be close in 2024. Obviously, Republicans are going to be very competitive in Georgia now that it looks like Biden's going to win it by about 10,000 votes. But if you're in, I think Republicans are going to pay much more attention to Georgia. We're going to have to see with the recount what's going on in Georgia. I really don't want to speculate on anything, but just from a pure electoral college map, position, the Republicans must get back Georgia. So now you get Arizona, you get Iowa trending in your direction, you have Ohio, and you take back Georgia. The electoral map, it's looking a little bit better. You're still losing. You're up to 214 now. You're looking to swing states, because North Carolina is another one I cannot see ever going, being one way or another. I think it's always going to be a toss-up. You look at the demographics in North Carolina, it's crazy. It is such a swing state, it's not even funny. Guys, the Republicans' golden ticket in the year 2024 and years after that, it's the Rust Belt, 100%. You've got, Trump broke through in 2016. In 2020, he performed way better than the polls said he was going to. Pennsylvania, going into election night, the polls were Biden +7, +8. If he loses, Trump's going to lose by about a point. In Michigan, the polls were Biden +10 or 11. What did he lose by? 4 or 5 points in Michigan. Wisconsin, the polls were I think 8 or 9 or 10. I mean, right around that average. And you have to change all of these. Worst case scenario, they all need to be toss-ups. Excuse me, they all need to be toss-ups. All of them. And at that point, that really helps out your math. They cannot, going into election night, these states cannot be Democratic leans. And if anything, you need to try and flip one of them. You've already gotten Ohio, and if you're a Republican, you need to try and flip one of these states. Just looking at this electoral college map, I think this is probably what you want. You obviously have to hold on to Texas. That's another one where the demographics are kind of changing a little bit. Getting a little worried about that one if you're the Republicans for 2024. I don't know. Obviously, we saw it with Georgia. I'm not exactly sure. And then if you're the Democrats, you have so many different paths. The only thing that would really start to mitigate your paths and make it harder is if the Republicans somehow got strangleholds in the Midwest and in the Rust Belt. Now, if you're Republicans, you're looking, the math is starting to become a lot better for you. Now you're up to 260. Let's say you have a stranglehold now back in Georgia. Texas is looking better. You're looking a lot better if you're a Republican. And you only need a state like Florida. You get Florida, you automatically win, right? You get North Carolina, you automatically win. Now the math for the Republicans is better. It kind of reverses. You guys see how that works? But no, if you're a Democrat, you just really want these to be slight Democratic leans or toss-ups, right? Make one of them a toss-up or two of them a toss-up. One of them is a Democratic lean. The math is still in your favor, even with losing Arizona, which I think they're going to lose Arizona in 2024. You never know. It's really far to predict, but and then you still have Georgia, the chance of Georgia. It's going to be really close in 2024. It's going to probably be a pure toss-up. But that is a state. Those are 16 electoral votes that the Democrats have completely swung. You know, looking back in 2016, we're looking at Georgia. You've probably got it in this category right here. And the fact that the Democrats have swung that is pretty crazy. That's what the Republicans need to do in the Rust Belt. It's this ticket right here. You've already got Ohio. You need to at least get one more and then be competitive in all of them. Trump was competitive both times he ran. He won, Ohio twice. He almost won Pennsylvania twice. He almost won Michigan twice. He almost won Wisconsin twice. He was very competitive in those states. That's the math. That is the way for the Republicans, because you're already talking about guaranteed losing California, 55 electoral votes. That's going to kill you in the popular vote as well because it's got such a population. And then also New York, the two major ones. You have to hold on to Texas. There's obviously no question about that. And then Florida. Republicans are probably going to be optimistic and say we slightly could lean, towards Republicans. They've won it, the last two elections. I will say maybe Florida doesn't like Biden. I mean, losing Florida by 3 points is a significant margin. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is such a swing state. Like if Trump won Florida by 1.5 I would be like, wow, that's pretty impressive. The fact that he won it by over 3 points, that's very significant. Again, that could help the Republicans to where, maybe you throw that, maybe they just don't like Biden. And you put that kind of as a slight, Republican lean in 2024. That could help them. Again, if you're the Democrats, you just want to muck up the map. Just get a few states here and there. Like, just get, we got North Carolina. Like, you automatically, you win. That's how you win. That's why the math is in the Democrats' favor. Guys, just another quick thing. The whole thing with Donald Trump and just the media rhetoric with him. And I've been thinking about this for a while. The thing with Donald, I feel like in 2008 and 2012, John McCain and Mitt Romney got absolutely bullied. You're talking about really we're coming into the internet age with Twitter, with social media. My feeling is that the Republican Party in 08 and 2012 got bullied. And in 2016, Trump pushed back against the bully and punched the bully. And the bully got sad and started crying because Trump won in 2016 and Trump's not just not going to take any of their crap. Guys, the media is controlled 80 to 90% liberal. So they're so one-sided, and the fact that Trump pushed back against them and said, hey, I'm not going to put up with this like Mitt Romney did. Mitt Romney just got pushed around. McCain just got pushed around. If you're a Republican and you're running in this day and age, you have to be kind of like Trump. Now, there's major problems with Trump. I agree with that. But the way Trump ran, the way he ran against the media, saying the media is the enemy of the people, that's what you have to do. Because if you're a Republican, the media is the enemy. The media is 80 to 90% liberal. They are literally the definition of the enemy. And obviously, if you're going to be a traditional Republican, if you're a traditional Republican, you are going to get crushed. Let me show you this is what happens if you're John McCain. If John McCain or somebody like John McCain, an old white dude like John McCain, conservative values ran in 2024, I'm guessing this is what would happen. This is what would happen. I'm really bad at doing this. I'm guessing this is what would happen. That's around that, maybe that as well. That's what would happen, guys. It's just you simply can't be that. You have to push back against the bully. You have to punch the bully back. And that's what Trump did, and the media was shocked. And they started crying when Trump won in 2016. The Democrats, they started crying. They couldn't believe it because Trump punched back. That's what you have to do if you're a Republican. I'm not saying Trump is this perfect politician. Obviously, he lost, whatever. I think he has major problems with the taxes, and he could, the Republicans had zero advantage when it comes to taxes in this election. How crazy is that? That never happens. But Biden was able to swing it and say, well, if you're under 400K, I'm not going to tax you extra. And Trump, because he loves cutting taxes on the wealthy and on his friends, it makes sense. All Trump's friends are multi-billionaires. He's going to cut their taxes. He couldn't cut middle class's taxes again. He did in 2016, but he couldn't again. The Republicans had no advantage when it came to taxes this year. I think that hurt them. I really do think it hurt them. And we're looking at margins that suggest maybe if Republicans had an advantage when it came to taxes, you win a state like Michigan. You win a state like Wisconsin. You know, we're going to have to really see this. If you're the Republicans, the one thing you want 100%, let the young Democratic radical liberals get more power in their party. Let the defund police people get more power. Let the Green New Deal people get more power. The vast majority of Americans hate that crap. But Democrats aren't self-aware enough because they live in bubbles and they're always on social media, and everyone on social media says you're doing a great job and you're helping the government and you're helping, stop climate change. You're a hero. They live in such a bubble to where these young people like an AOC, if I was a Democratic strategist, I would want to shut that woman down as soon as possible. She is going to do nothing but humongous damage to the Democratic Party. I would say 80% of Americans. Now, obviously, Twitter says she's liked by everyone, right? Because Twitter's 80%. Liberal people are on Twitter. It's like 80-20, liberals to conservatives. But a woman like that, to the overall American people, with Green New Deal, $50 trillion, printing new money, police issues, oh my goodness, she is going to cause humongous damage that the Democratic, older Democrats are going to have to start doing damage control on if they give her any power. If I was a Democrat, I would say, that woman, no. We have a good thing going right now. We are look at the electoral college. Every year we have an advantage in it. Or every 4 years, every time there's an election, we have the advantage. No. You do not want to go. Guys, the far left thinks they're accepted in America. That will be the worst thing for the Democratic Party. The worst thing if the far left gets more power when it comes to, the Democratic Party. Oh my goodness. You think Iowa's voting to spend $50 trillion on climate change? You think Minnesota will probably vote for it. You think Michigan is voting for that? Guys, Democrats, I know that many Democrats know this. A person like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez getting major power, oh, that's the death of your party. No, but Twitter says she's liked. Yeah, but Twitter's not the real life. As we've seen, Twitter isn't the real life. Because in Michigan, if Twitter was the real life, Biden would have won Michigan by 40 points, right? No, he wins it by 1 point. Okay. Guys, I just wanted to give you a quick 2024 preview, talking about some things, obviously, with Republicans and Democrats. This is going to be an interesting time, obviously, still a far way away, but just how can the Republicans change the map, because they always seem to be behind? The Rust Belt is the key, guys. The Rust Belt, you have to maybe you start, Trump's been competitive, very competitive in the Rust Belt. He's won it, a lot. He came close with Pennsylvania. He came close with Michigan and Wisconsin. You got to start making those states Republican strongholds, or at the worst case scenario, pure toss-ups. Worst case scenario, pure toss-ups. Trump's done well in Florida. Maybe Florida people hate Biden. That would be good for Republicans in 2024. We'll have to see, guys. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I am, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.